Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for F1 Manager 2023 as we continue our run here in our second season with Alfa Romeo, going for a 7th or above season objective. Although we are currently 6th, chasing down Alpine, I think we definitely can catch Alpine. I really do. I think that's definitely going to be our goal for the season. There's a stretch goal to catch Mercedes. I don't know how possible that's going to be. We'll find out. It really depends on how good our development just ends up being overall, but definitely going for Alpine, I think, is within our range. I wanted to take a look at the cars. Let's see here. So, let me just take a look here at some of the parts that we have. So, yeah. For whatever reason, the way kind of it worked out, this chassis is not as good. So, we do have those chassis flip-flopped. Other than for engine cooling, which engine cooling is still important, but yeah, I don't know how I did that. We're still working on another chassis. Hopefully that kind of resolves that once it's all said and done. This one is definitely the better front wing overall, so we want that front wing, if at all possible. Are we currently working on that front wing? I'll have to check a look here in a second. Just want to make sure we have all the right parts kind of set up here, right? So we got one rear wing at the moment for this down here, but both cars are using this one at the moment. That's going to be fine, I think. Side pods, both cars are using that one. I think that's fine. That is the best one we've got. Underfloor. I mean, there's an argument to be made. No, this underfloor here is just better. It's just higher top speed and everything. We'd like to get some more underfloors just so our car 2 can use that one as well. Because honestly, Piastri is actually in a position now where he can start competing a little bit for some stuff. So, all right, I think I'm okay with the parts that we've got right now. What are we currently manufacturing? We are manufacturing the front wings. Awesome. That's what we were hoping for. We've got some more underfloors coming and more chassis coming. And this is C3 chassis. So that's fine. We can do the C3 chassis for now. We are researching, designing another chassis. And I think this is our last set of... Oh, I think we got one more suspension to do. And I think that might be our last design for the year. And then we're going to switch over to research at that point. Real quick, before I forget, we are on patch 1.17. Patch 1.16, or did I get those numbers right? Let me see, make sure I got those numbers right. Yeah, no, sorry, 1.7, 1.6, there we go. Patch 1.6 added the whole ability to change teams at the end of the season, and added, actually changed the research and design sliders, apparently, to what you would use in F1 Manager 2022. A lot of people did not like that, so they actually reverted the change back to what it was before that. So as of right now, 1.7, we have sliders that they were the same as before the patch. I think we only did like 1 or 2 designs with the quote-unquote broken 1.6 sliders, so I don't think we really gained. In fact, I don't think I took advantage of them that much. If I did, we didn't gain much, so I'm not worried about it as much, because the whole point about the F1 22 sliders is that you could basically take an Alfa Romeo car and make it better than Red Bull within like season 2, because you could game the system, I guess is what it was. I intentionally tried not to game the system last year when I played. Not saying I was able to avoid that at all times, but I did my best not to game it. I don't think I gamed it this time. If I did, it was just for 1 or 2 parts, and I don't think that's going to break anything. So I'm not super worried about it. I just wanted to make sure I brought it up that we are back on the pre-patch sliders now with the patch 1.7 updated and everything like that. So, yeah, just make sure we're not doing anything here. We do have a good chunk of money. We actually have a good chunk of money. We could do another factory project. And a part of me really wants to, actually, because it would really help us out with our manufacturing in the long run. I think one more factory would be enough. I don't know that we have to go crazy with, full level 5 factory necessarily. I'm trying to think. That's a really tough call, to be perfectly honest. Obviously, more car part center upgrades would be also pretty nice. So this is an $11 million upgrade. Now, the upgrade itself does not count against our cost cap. Now, cost cap is still broken, unfortunately. It is what it is. So this cost cap should be... We're going to have to kind of sort of base it off of this as much as we possibly can. I think we still have enough cost cap. If we go over cost cap this year, I'm going to claim it. I mean, unless I just go way over. If I just go a little bit over, I'm going to claim that's not my fault, because we're just not getting the accurate numbers right now, which is a bit annoying. I really, really, really want to just get this factory done just so we can, even if we don't really use it until next season, having four parts of manufacturing is just a really convenient thing to have. All right, I'm going to go for it. I think I've talked about it enough. I think it's going to be worth doing for us in the long run. Again, it probably won't help this season, but it will help in future seasons. Still leaves us with a good chunk of money available to do things, so I'm not super worried about that. All right, so did we get set up our performance targets? I mean, we're going to go ahead and keep putting fastest lap in here. It's only going to cost us 52,000 if we don't get it. There's a slim chance we can still get it. Like we're in a position where that is possible. Now, I think both drivers can qualify top, let's just say top 15. Again, is that better than one driver qualifying top 10? One driver top 10 is 142. Yeah, it's a little bit better. So we're going to say both drivers qualify top 15. And then we're also going to say both drivers hit Q2. That's fine. Anything else I want to change around? I don't think so. I think we're in a good spot. We're about to get a good chunk of money from this qualifying position streak. If we can keep that rolling, which we should be able to. Did we get that new front wing? We did. We got one front wing. Now, this is scary because if we break it down in the race, I would love to run with this. And it is definitely a better front wing, right? If we go look at... Yeah, it's an increase of rank on grid by a couple spots on high speed and things like that. I think as much as I would like to, we probably just need to play it safe and run with the one we've got. And then once we get a second one, we can definitely put that on for next race. I think. Only because the front wing is something we can change mid-race. Now, if it was one of these other parts, I think that's okay to get out a little bit early. Although the whole point of getting it, you know what? I'm going to go with it. If we have to pay for it, we got some money. It's not the end of the world. Watch this be the time that he actually crashes. Which does mean I can put this one on car 2 and give him a little bit of a boost, which is nice. Cool. I like that. I'm okay with that. It's a bit of a gamble, but sometimes you got to gamble to try and win races, right? Now we're in a position where we can actually get podiums and points and things like that. So I think the gamble is worthwhile for us.
Formula One has arrived here in Quebec.
All right. I'm going to go. Okay. Suddenly I'm regretting things because rain is a good way to damage parts. But we're gonna go do I'm gonna go do practice qualifying, and I will bring you guys back for the race itself. If I can find the pause button. All right, we're back and did all right in qualifying. Piastri got 15th, which is basically where we wanted him, more or less. Bottas got 9th. So yeah, I mean, made it to Q3. I'm okay with that as well. Pretty much all the cars ahead of him are the cars we would expect to be ahead of him, and we're ahead of Alpine. So it's exactly where we want to be at this point, I think. We'll see where it takes us. Still 0-second pit time loss, unfortunately. Wish that would get fixed at some point, but it is what it is. Compound strategies, they're pretty close. I mean, only what, less than 0.3 between medium and hard, and just over 0.2 between soft and medium. So I think just about any strategy that looks good will work for this run. Probably, see, I just wish I knew how long the actual pit stops were. I'm guessing this one's going to be probably our strategy that we're going to go with. It's going to give us the most flexibility overall. Probably want to run the softs as long as we can on both sides, actually. So something like that is probably what we're looking for. I mean, I'll plug in one of these just to see, but I can't imagine that this is going to be any better. I mean, we're going to go right on the line there with that. So something like that. So we're looking at it's only a 3-second difference, though. Only a 3-second difference. Yeah, I changed my mind. What if we went pretty crazy on that last stint there? Maybe just a little aggressive here. Something like that, where we back off of the strategy slightly in both cases. Okay, so this one is faster, it looks like. Yeah, with only a 3-second difference, we are going to do a single pit because there's just no... We know the pit stop is not actually 0 seconds, right? So this is not fast enough compared to what this other one is. Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll go with that. And I think the guys are split up enough that we can do this as well. Yeah, we probably don't want to push all the way to the end on both tires, but close to that. Now, as far as car parts, we are going to change up the car parts a little bit. We're going to go back to... I'm going to go back to this 58% engine, I think. It's okay. It's going to be a little bit slow. It's going to be a little bit, you know, down, but not... I don't think it's going to be significant, right? I think it's going to still be okay. You're going to go with the 63%. That's definitely still going to be fine. 78 is okay there. And then we'll go down to the 60% on this one. I mean, well, are we using our absolute best parts? No, but I think we're still using good enough parts that we should be able to do what we need to do in this race. In theory. Mostly just because I do know I need to buy parts at some point, right? That's inevitable. We're going to have to buy more parts. But I'm trying to delay that as much as possible because we don't want to buy a bunch of new parts, right? No, this looks good. Let's get into this.
70 laps of the Canadian.
I don't think we... Oh, I forgot to check. We'll check in a second. I don't think there's supposed to be any rain today, but we might double check here in a moment.
It's lights out and away we go.
All right, we do want to go with battle assist. Battle assist. What? Yeah, no rain. Cool. That is good. All right, come on, Bottas. Show me what you got.
Copy that.
Already dropped down behind Alpine. That's not what we want, buddy. I haven't noticed that any of the other cars have started using, like, new built parts. Like, they haven't started taking penalties yet. So, it's possible they're just on their third one, or maybe they just did a better job of managing their first and second. I'm not super happy that Bottas is already dropped back to 10th. Now, Piastri's up to 3rd. That's good. Good stuff there, buddy. Please keep that up. If we just stay close enough for DRS, then I think we'll be all right. Come on, come on, come on. DRS should start on this next lap. Oh, I don't know if we're going to stay close enough. Come on, buddy. We should be all right. Yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. Good job. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Our DRS is just so good. Okay, you're going to have to go back to a top-up mentality, my friend. You as well. Come on, stay close to these guys here. Come on. There's another DRS. Let's get caught back up here. Piastri's dropping back a bit. He's actually out of DRS for the next section, unless he catches up a little bit here. It's like this track is using a lot of fuel. Normally I go about 10% of the race, just going hard and heavy here at the beginning. I don't think I'm going to go that quite that long. I'm probably going to go until they go down by a full kilogram, and then call that good enough. I mean, we're staying in the conversation here. All right, it's full kilogram. Let's get through this last DRS here, and then we will drop it back at that point. Just to make sure we stay close right behind these guys. All right, cool. That's good for you, and good for you. Cool. All right, I'm happy with that. What's the temperature we're actually looking for the tires? Like, I haven't really worried about overheating that much, because honestly, I figured it's kind of baked into some of the numbers. But pretty much anything over 120 is probably going to be a little bit hotter than we would like to be. I think we can overheat a bit, but if we go over 120, we probably need to start calming it down a little bit at that point. So far, I think we're okay. We're staying right around that 120 mark. Arguably, Bottas could... It's probably just because he's in traffic. We'll probably go down to aggressive here, as long as he doesn't start losing DRS kind of spacing. Ashley's looking okay. I mean, they're both fine. They're both kind of fine where they're at, honestly. They're not really gaining ground, but they're also kind of not losing ground at the moment. So just kind of settling where we're at the moment. I think we're going to be okay. Our DRS is keeping us in the conversation here, right? I mean, I don't think we're a faster car than either Aston Martin or Mercedes ahead of us, but we're staying close to them because of DRS. Because our DRS is one of the better ones in the grid. It's not impossible. I mean, Piastri is not impossibly far away from points, which is awesome, right? Like, that's a bit unexpected. But we have given him some of the better parts as time has progressed, so. We are still a slower car. I can definitely feel like we are a slower car than some of these other guys. They are breaking out away from these, like especially this hairpin back at the bottom. They're getting out of that way better than we are at the moment. That might be because we're still trying to sort of harvest up a little bit. I'm going to drop you down to aggressive 2, Piastri. Try to cool off your tires just a smidge here, since we're in traffic. We drop down to 115. I'll probably push Bottas again. Just kind of keep it just basically on the slower side of the red. I think it's not going to be too big of a problem. And we're still tracking with our number, our grid here, right? So we're okay with that. I don't know why I'm showing all of this. I'm kind of, it's found it kind of this first part kind of interesting because we're staying close here. But I will bring you guys back if anything exciting or crazy happens. We'll go from there. All right, we're back just because we are getting a red flag here. So we're still a little ways away from when we were going to pit. So I need to kind of figure out how I'm going to do this. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to go ahead and just come out on the hards. And then maybe expect that there's a chance we can come out on softs towards the end. Or I don't know. This is a tough one. Because we are a good 5 laps ahead of where we want to be. Now, we could come out on the hards and stretch them all the way to the end if we wanted to do that, right? That means we're not really pushing that hard, right? We'll be in 8th with Bottas coming out of the grid here. We're going to go, I think we have to go with the hards. If we end up switching to softs at the end, that's fine. We're in 11th with Piastri. He is flirting with points so closely. I mean, obviously, if we're stepping out, that does help clean things up. You know, what's one less person ahead of us here. But I'm worried that a lot of these other guys are going to come out on... Yeah, I was going to say, I see a lot of softs. Not all softs, though, right? I was going to say, there are some hards here. There's some mediums, several softs. So it is a pretty big mix. It's about half and half ahead of us. The 2 guys directly ahead of Piastri are both on medium, so that's going to be giving them a little bit of an advantage here, right? But we definitely want to push here. We're probably going to be pushing for quite some time. Going hard on the tires is the right move. We do want to go ahead and full deploy here with the assist. And we'll see how this first, bit here goes. In fact, we're probably going to watch Piastri here. See if we can get into 10th place. Because that would be pretty awesome. Or drop down to 12th. One of the two. Come on. Get past this Alpine car. That's a pretty big win if we can get past him. There we go. Good job there. I mean, we got to stay close enough to these guys again until we get into DRS, back into DRS again. But that's just going to be what it is. Oh, wow. A full-on safety car.
There's a yellow flag now.
Let's watch this for a second.
Right, let's have a look here as we go into turn 8. Not a lot of wiggle room here. And
It's
you can
behind
see
us.
how the cars come together. Now their confidence will have taken a hit
It's
with
too early. I mean, we've not even gone a full lap. It's too early to change our strategy right now.
As for the
As
team
much as I would like to pit here, I just don't think there's any value in pitting here. If anything, what this does is it stretches out our tires a bit more so that we can run the hards at a bit more of aggressive pace for a longer period of time, right? So we'll just stay with the way things are. 8th and 10th, we're both in points. I mean, I wish Bottas was a little bit further up. We've seen him up on podium a couple times this season. We've seen him up in 4th. You know, we know he can get up there. It's not right this second, apparently. I mean, a lot of these other guys have gotten some good parts, and maybe they're running their fastest engines. Maybe they're swapped to engine 3 that's not got any damage on it. We're in 8th place with, you know, a not fully optimal engine, right? All right, let's run through this real quick. Again, I'm not seeing the value of pitting right now. I mean, there's a slim value of pitting right before the safety car ends, so we can come out and catch back up with the pack on soft tires, but I think we can just run without pitting at all for the rest of this race. Yeah, because we're going to have a huge gap here. We should be able to push the hard engines pretty far. So we're going to go ahead and back full attack here. Obviously full deploy. And let's go back and watch Piastri a bit here. We get another safety car at this point. It's still too early, but if we get one before the end of the race, we'll consider that. But I feel like it's still too early to change anything right now. We're not even halfway through the race yet. We'd have to get about lap 40, 45 before we could even consider mediums, most likely. I don't like the fact that Alpine's ahead of us in points at the moment, although both of our cars being in points offsets that slightly. Don't think we're getting fastest lap on this track. We just haven't been running the right kind of tires to try and pull that off. I mean, Leclerc just got it on. I actually got it on hards. Never mind. I guess it is still technically possible. It's a nice pass of Hamilton there. Good job, buddy. Piastri showing he's got some gumption. I don't know. All right, let's just do a little bit of hard topping off here. Don't really want our guys fighting each other if we can help it. Piastri should not be faster than Bottas, so there's no reason why he should try to pass him. He just needs to settle in here and just live his best life, right? Oh, yeah. What's the number for hots? Or for not hots, hards? Anything above 125 we probably we'll kind of pay attention a little bit to the tire temperatures at that point. Still got a lot of, honestly, we might not even hit 125. I think we're still in a good spot overall. Keep pushing as hard as we can here. Like if Bottas can get past Ocon there. Just put some, I mean, I prefer to have, unless we're in the lead, I prefer to have another car between my two cars, just so we're not fighting ourselves. We might be able to run these all out until the end of the race. We might have to back off a few spots here and there just to kind of cool the tires down. But I think we can push pretty hard for almost the entire rest of the race here, even on the fuel. So This might just be who's the better driver at this point if we're just going to go all out. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead, put another skip in there. We'll be back if anything else crazy or exciting happens. All right, we got 3 laps to go, and Bottas is flirting with a podium. Piastri's also sitting in points at the moment, currently 9th, if he can fight that off. But yeah, podium finish here, potential, but we are very low on our tires. The other guys are not, so that is definitely going to cost us a lot, probably. I would be happy if we got top 5 when it's all said and done, because I don't know that we can hold on to podium with 33% tire wear. Piastri might be able to catch these 2 guys that have decided to stay on softs into low degradation. So if Piastri can get some more points, that'd be awesome. Unfortunately, the other Alpine car is getting points. We just got to stay ahead of him with Bottas and get a few points with Piastri, and actually we're in a good spot overall. Now, we're not going to get fastest lap. Ocon somehow got that. Good on him, I suppose. We are in... Do I want to go ahead and start pushing now? We got about a lap and a half left, right? So... yeah, I think we start pushing here. I think we start deploying here, and honestly, I think we turn off battle assist. Except for Piastri. Piastri needs to keep battle assist on, but he will start deploying as well. I don't know if we can stay ahead of Russell here. He's got much fresher tires than I have. Got a little bit of fuel we can spend at some point, but we've got to be very careful with that. All right, Piastri has moved up to 7th. We are now below the line with Piastri, so scary territory with him. But so far, so good. I'm going to start with Piastri pushing, and I'm going to keep a hawk's eye on him for a second here. As soon as he flickers to 0. Okay, we're not going to flicker to 0. You're going to catch the other guy. All right, we're going to go ahead and go pushing with Bottas as well. All right, you flickered to 0, so we're going to go back to standard, balance with you. Everything else we have to just keep as is. Piastri can turn off his battle assist. He can just go all out at this point if he has the opportunity. I don't know that he catches number 6. He's only a second behind. If he gets the DRS, there's a slim chance that he can do that. Bottas is 2 seconds ahead of Russell, 2 seconds behind Leclerc, so he's not catching second. There's a really good chance he won't lose third as well. So we're potentially in a good place with him. So let's go watch Piastri here and see if we can catch over here at all. Come on. DRS. Let's go. Can we get it? We still got a little bit of ERS left. To do something here. We're actually going to tell him to be high aggression on overtaking. Would love to push more with the fuel, but we just can't afford that right now. I don't think this really comes out of here. Anything. Did we get it? We got it. We got it. Oh man, those Alpine cars did a good job in this race. They did a really good job. They're fast right now. Properly fast. But we still 7th there. That definitely gives us more points for sure. Obviously, with Bottas being on podium, but more points than Alpine in this race is huge. We actually got more points than Aston Martin in this race, which is crazy to think about.
An excellent drive there from Valtteri Bottas.
Absolutely excellent drive.
What a fantastic result for the team who got everything right for this podium. They deserve nothing less.
That makes it all worth it, doesn't it? Seeing your team ready to share the celebrations.
Dude, that's easily. I mean, Bottas has finished 2nd before, but as a team, that is our best finish, right? 3rd and 7th, that's massive. Didn't get fastest lap. Ocon did pick up fastest lap, so good on him. But Bottas up to 6th, moved up a slot. Not bad at all. And the constructors, we're chasing them down. We gained 7 points on Alpine, and 8 points on Alpine, and we gained 20 points on Aston Martin. Which, I mean, Aston Martin is like the stretch goal, as we've talked about. Actually, no, it wasn't Aston Martin. It was Mercedes that was the stretch goal, wasn't it? Because they were further down. Mercedes just got a bunch of points. That's what it was. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, if whichever one of them ends up being the slower of the two, which honestly, those two feel pretty interchangeable off and on throughout the season. So, but no, Alpine did great. We are going to have to play our best, you know, drive our best things overall to be able to catch Alpine. I mean, they've gotten 2 fastest laps over the course of the season. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even look at the fastest pit stops, to be honest. Oh, we never pit stopped because neither did Red Bull, though. So that's okay. But I hadn't thought about that. We didn't pit stop because we only pit during the red. Oh, yeah, like I said, as long as Red Bull doesn't as well, then it's a win-win. $5 million bucks. That's good. We only lost a little bit for the fastest lap, but again, I think that's still worth. It's not going to cost us that much throwing that in there every once in a while, and we might still be able to push for that. We did just get an upgrade to our weather center. That feels pretty good. We got our chassis manufacturer and we got our chassis manufacturer right as we do a design. Maybe not the most optimal thing, but we gotta run with the one we got while we're building the new one, right? Like we still gotta run a race here. Inspection. So we do have a couple failed rear wings, which does probably mean we're gonna have to build some more because I think we were using, actually that might be wrong. I mean, before I misspeak, I will have to take a look here in a second. Chassis manufactured, good stuff. Weather center is upgraded, 70% forecast accuracy. And then we do have an opportunity to skip a sponsor obligation. As per contract, not reimaging one curve fine on top of the loss of sponsorship funding from the event. No, I think we've got to just go ahead with the sponsor objective. We don't want to make our sponsors unhappy. All right, let's check out. Now we can just go with the one that we have here. Car 2, though, is going to have to switch to a separate one for the moment, unless we build another one. Yeah, you're going to have to come down to this one, my friend. Just for now. We did get chassis done, though, so we can put this on both cars. Oh, I'm sorry, no, not that one. Is it this one? Yeah, this one's the better one. Again, I don't know exactly how that worked out, but it is what it is. Is this one at least better? This one's at least better. C4 is better. That is good. I don't know how C3... I think it's because I was focused so much on engine cooling, but it's okay. So we definitely want to manufacture some C4s here. Honestly, we probably want to go ahead and go straight up to 4 because we are going to be running this one on both cars basically until the end of the season. So that is a good thing to manufacture. Yeah, that's fine. Front wings are coming soon. Designs. I do want another suspension, obviously, but we are still doing one for 3 more days. We're working on the front wing, working on the rear wing. We got this. We don't have a side pod yet. Okay. So I guess we need one more side pod if we're going to stick to that 3 designs throughout the season of each part, and that's fine. I have no idea what I'm going to focus on here. I mean, engine cooling is usually something I want to kind of keep respectful of. I don't want to lose engine cooling if we can help it. Honestly, if I can focus on engine cooling and a little bit of drag reduction, that would be nice. I mean, this is not ranking us up on anything, but it is gaining us a little bit of top speed, a little bit of a tiny bit of acceleration, basically losing us no cornering at all. Like that's nothing. And then we're also barely losing. Basically, we're sacrificing a little bit of this to get a little bit more top speed back. And that might still be the right move just because this keeps us in a decent spot. I mean, our engine cooling is actually down to 15th. Maybe I need to bump it back up again. We had done a good job with engine cooling for the long. You know what? Maybe we just need to get a part that's just as focused on engine cooling as we can get. But even that is just not that good of a part, is it? Wow. What's going on with our... Is it because we're so high on our expertise that we are... Yeah, I think it's because we're so high on our expertise, we're actually not gaining much. Which is a little bit of a weird thing. Huh. Because we're at 77% expertise on this, right? Which, the higher you get, the less expertise you gain overall. Well, then in that case, let's focus on the other things then, because we're not going to gain much from that. I suppose alternatively, we're not going to lose much from it either. Honestly, something like this gains us a little bit of everything, loses us a minimal amount of engine cooling. Probably not terrible. I mean, it's not an amazing part, but the whole point is that it all is additive, right? Like, it adds up with other stuff. I would like our engine cooling to be a little bit better than it is, but I think we're going to have to take... I mean, if I can keep it around 60%, we're just going to have to accept that that's good enough for now. Again, because of how much expertise we have at the moment. We just can't get that much more. Now, this will lose us a bunch of expertise, I suppose. So, maybe that's not what we want. Maybe something like that, where we lose a little bit less expertise. We don't drop below 70%. There we go. We'll go to 70.7%. Still above 70% expertise. I think that's actually about where we had it. So I think this is fine. We're losing a lot, but we're still staying above 70%. And I think staying above 70% is a good target number for that. Yeah, we'll go with this. I mean, it's not an amazing part. Apparently we gain a little bit of top speed, which is weird, but I think this is going to be an okay part. When can we get this out by? Let's see here. It's going to take us 35 days plus 8. We can get it down to 31 days. We can get it for Spa. At 30. I'll go with that. All right. I'm happy with that. And then the last design we will do is another suspension once that one's done. And then we're done. And we can start focusing on our research. There's our suspension design right there. We don't have any manufacturing slots at the moment. We'll have to wait for these things to get done, but they will be done here momentarily. But yeah, we're gonna go right into do our last suspension research here. I honestly don't know what we want to focus on here. We're pretty high on expertise for our drag reduction and brake cooling. Our airflow is not super high, but I don't know how much we need to focus on that. I would say some of these are probably less worrisome. Kind of dropping those down a little bit. I mean, I don't want to lose a lot of brake cooling, but taking that down a couple spots so we get some boost in some other spot places wouldn't be that bad. I mean, really, I would like to start liking to focus on airflow. That is one that we're lowest on in expertise. If we get this up to about 75, maybe? Let's target 70. Something like that. Let's put our expertise in a semi-balanced spot across those. And if we take a little bit of a loss here, then we actually end up gaining a little bit of opportunity to pick up some of these. So we're taking a small loss in brake cooling, excuse me. Little bit of a loss in top speed, but we are picking up some big time cornering here with this suspension, which is pretty solid. Possibly even taking that one up a couple spots if we can. Yeah, I think this is getting pretty good. I don't know. I think I'm pretty happy with this part. It's actually pretty decent gain here for the most part. Not a minimal loss on these, But we're going to get these mostly from, you know, we're actually in an okay spot. I'm okay with where our brake filling's at, and losing a little bit of top speed to gain this from our suspension when we can gain this back with other parts, I think is actually the right move. And it keeps all of our expertise right around that 70% mark, which I think is actually okay. So, I mean, the Zandvoort is the only one that we could even target. So because of that, we're only going to put one engineer here, and we'll see if we can move the other engineer to somewhere else. Probably the front wing design. It's done a little bit early. We might actually be able to complete 2 of them before SPA. So yeah, that would actually be really solid. All right, we'll go with that. Obviously, we still want to manufacture some things, but we're waiting around for some of these to finish up. There's our upgrade for our tour center. We do probably want to keep upgrading this to its max because it's basically, in a sense, free money. I mean, we do have to recoup our cost of upgrading, but it will be coming back to us in a way. Okay, I'm happy with everything else. Yep, I know we have low stock on a few things. There's our design complete for our rear wing. That is our final rear wings, which means we can start focusing on research. Now, when do we have the next... does it not tell us anywhere? Nine days, okay. We might wait 9 days for some research points. It might not be the worst idea. Because it's so close. I mean, on the other hand, we could just start researching something. I suppose any research is good research. Let's see here. Let's go back to the board and look at rules and regulations for next year. Let me just expand all. Let me just start at the bottom. Expand all these up. Okay. Oh, is it one at... I was not realizing that it was one at a time as I was going through these. That's a little silly, but whatever. Okay, so we definitely need to work on our front wing. Definitely need to work on our rear wing. Side pod, we can skip for now. Underfloor for sure. And, of course, suspension. All of the above. Now, the rear wing, it's not any of the drag reduction or anything like that. It's literally just the downforce that we're having to kind of put some points into if we want to overcome the rule and regulation discrepancies. I'm assuming, yeah, I was going to say, we can't do any of these. We can do the underfloor, we can do the rear wing. If we're going to do the underfloor, I'd rather put the points, the hours into that for sure. So let's just do a rear wing with no hours. It's going to be fine. And I think we're back to where these sliders don't make a difference. I mean, I could play around with them anyway just to make sure that I'm not wrong. But I'm pretty sure we do not get any bonus from this at all. I mean, if we did, we would basically lower all of these and focus entirely on those 3 things, more or less. Don't think they're going to matter, but I'll plug them in anyway. We just want one engineer for this. And we do have a couple available engineers, so we'll plug them in somewhere. Probably plug them into the suspension, because why not? We might be able to gain something from that. Cool. Happy with that. 6 days until the race. There's a manufacturing for our underfloor and our front wing. Okay. Now let's see here. So, chassis, we'll come back to you in a second. Front wing, we can install this on both cars. I think that's okay for now. Rear wing. We definitely need some more rear wings. Side pods, we're okay with those. Underfloors, we are okay putting this on both cars. Nice boost to our top speed for car number 2. And suspension. We got that on both cars. At this point, we might just skip this one. Let's go straight to the next one if it does end up looking like it's better. let's go back to, not the front wing, it was the rear wing. Because we do want several of these. We want at least 4 of those. If we rush 1, we could have 2 done for this next race, 1 for each car. That might be worth it. And rushing 1 is not that expensive. All right, let's plan to rush 1. Get both of those out for this next race. What was the other thing? Chassis? Yeah, because we got... Oh, we're already manufacturing that one. So, what was it? In the underfloor? No. What am I forgetting? I think we were trying to think about skipping that, right? So... But if we've got some out... You know, we got some time here, so... And it's going to be, what, 30 days for the suspension. So, no, I think it's okay to go ahead and manufacture... Do 3 of these, and I think that's okay. We'll just do those normally. Because even if we rushed... technically if we rushed, we could get 1 out. But we'll just do these normally. That's fine. They'll be up for the next race after that. So that's good. Okay, I think that's a good thing. We'll get the rear wing rushed out first, and then we will... Yep. And then we will just do some normal ones after that. This will go on car 1. This will go on car 2 for the moment. Just in case this does not math out properly. And we'll get 3 more of these out. And there we go. Minimal cost increase. But hey, the rush is there for a reason, right? So let's take advantage of it for a moment. Okay. We did get the qualifying here, which was awesome. Let me come back to that actually. Let's check this one first. Qualifying position. I'm going to say both drivers hit top 15 still. I think that still just maths out to be slightly better than 1 driver. But I will say only 1 driver hits Q3. I'm going to go ahead and keep plugging in fast lap. I think there's still always a chance that we can get it at any point in time. We got to push for it. And then that last race, we just didn't have the right tire setup, I think, to really push the way I wanted to. Qualifying. What if I say both drivers hit top 15? This is a tough one. 2 million. What if I said 1 driver hits top 10? 1.7. 2. Yeah, this is better. So we'll go with both drivers hitting top 15 5 times in a row. Tight. It's gonna be a little hard to get that potentially, but we'll see it. We'll go for it. Before I go to the race weekend, let's go ahead and put the new rear wing on you, I think. It did not get development time. Did I develop the wrong one? Why would I have done that? Because I'm dumb? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to cancel that. I hope it doesn't... We just don't need it. It's fine. We're going to cancel it. We need some money back because I don't know how I did that. I mean, it's not the absolute end of the world, but it's a little silly. I mean, he's got a spare rear wing for this race. It's because I rushed it, and we spent money to rush it just so we could get 2 of them out, and then I ended up crafting the wrong one. It's one of those mistakes that you wouldn't make in real life because nobody's going to do that. Like, you're not gonna be like, oops, I hit the wrong button. You know, like I don't feel like that normally happens in real life, so it's fine. Part of it's also a little bit of the, I do still find that the way the layout of all these buttons is a little clunky, not super user friendly all the time. I wish there was just a little bit easier way to see kind of a layout. Like, I don't know. I just wish there was a better layout for some of this, just to be able to see things a little bit easier, but it's okay. That was definitely a mistake on my part, but we will deal with it. To the race weekend. Heavy rain today. This is a sprint race. So, yeah, fun times there. Hey, it's an opportunity for some points. We have done pretty decently with the sprint races up until now. Sprint race. I do want to run. I've been running Theo for practice for Piastri, trying to keep Bottas as maxed out as possible. But since this is a sprint race, we're gonna have very minimal practice sessions, and I would like to Piastri. I mean, Piastri might have a chance to be 8th. You never know. I'm gonna leave Piastri in there, and we'll get him running. All right, let me go wait, do practice and qualifying, and I'll bring you guys back for the sprint. All right, we're back, done with qualifying. We didn't have a lot of time for very many qualifying laps, unfortunately, just because of all the rain and stuff like that. But here's the Q3 results. Bottas did get 6. Piastri ended up in that 12th, right? 10, 11, 13. I'm sorry, 13th. My brain was not mathing that properly. So yeah, he ended up 13th, so not too bad. I mean, that's outside of points for the sprint, but Bottas is in points. So if we can keep that going, that would be worth a little bit to us. Lots of rain throughout practice and qualifying, so really just limited stuff going on there. We are going to have a practice coming up. Unfortunately, I'm not able. That's the thing I hate about the sprints, is that you can try a setup that is, and maybe that's what I need to stop doing. I need to stop trying to get a perfect setup. I need to get a good setup and be happy with it, because we had like a 90% setup, and I was trying to fix the brake stability because it was only good, and I went one direction, which is bad, and then I can't change it anymore. So it's a really bit of an annoying way that they do that, but it is what it is. So it's okay. At least it's Piastri, not Bottas. Bottas is at 99%, so not too bad. Come up, we do have the practice session, so let me just, I guess, swap my parts out again for this final practice here. I'm tempted to put that gearbox on just to finish it up. Nah, it's fine. We'll just run this one. We're gonna have plenty of parts for practice stuff. I don't need to like min-max that much. All right, cool. That looks good. And we'll just run these X out as we'll simulate this session. I ran the first one, but since we can't do any more modifications, I just don't think it matters. We'll just run this one out as is. A little bit more track acclimatization and part knowledge, things like that. Nothing else really matters. I mean, they're both at least in the bottom end of the green section here. Or not green section, blue section. I don't know why I said that was green. I guess it's kind of like an aquamarine green slash blue. It's more blue. I don't know why I said green. I'm just trying to cover for it. How do I want to run this? Do I want to run just like the best parts we can? Or do I just want to run like kind of like whatever? Honestly, I think since it's small enough, I might actually run these slightly better parts this run. And then potentially plan to drop down to the other parts for the race itself. Kind of treat this like a qualifying. Of course, when I crash out, I'm going to be pretty sad that I put on these really good parts. But we'll go with it. All right, cool. I like that. Probably, yeah. Mediums does make sense as far as the tire strategy here. There's a 1 second difference between the two, and we can actually push these a little smidge to make it a 2 second difference. So it's not really much different. What the mediums gives us that the softs don't is the ability to push when we feel like there's a good time to. So I'm not going to plug in pushing. We're just going to have to kind of play that by ear. Actually, what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and plug in this. Just so I know that as long as we're a little bit above this line, we should be okay. And I think that's fine. It's just a way to give me a line to use it to gauge. But yeah, I don't think there's any point going with the softs. Not if we can't push it while we're running it. All this looks fine. Let's go all out here. All right, I'm going to run the sprint. I'm not going to show you guys much of this because we still got the race ahead of us, and this video is going to get a bit long. So I'll run the sprint, and I'll bring you guys back once we're done. All right, we'll bring you guys back for the last 3 laps here because we are in second place with Bottas, which is awesome. I don't think Piastri's going to be able to catch up with anything, so yeah, he's pretty far back there. So we're just going to run it out with Bottas here. I mean, is there a slim chance you could catch Verstappen here? Slim being the very key word. Yes, but we'll see what happens here. We do have full charge here. We got plenty of tire stuff left, at least for those last couple laps. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's just run this out here. We are on 2 laps to go now. if I could catch him here and get within DRS, then we definitely have a chance, right? But don't know if we're going to get that or not. Let me go attack through this back stretch. We're actually going to push as well. And we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of deploy here through this back stretch, just through these windy bits. See if we can gain any ground on him at all. Don't think we will. I mean, we're gaining some ground. Don't get me wrong. I guess I misspoke there. We are absolutely gaining ground, just not enough to matter, maybe. All right, we are just below the line there. Let's go ahead and drop that off. We're going to stay attacking on the tires. Piastri can go attack as well in case it matters. You can also go push, and you can go full deploy. Let's turn off our battle assist for just a second. Let's make sure see if we can catch here. I don't know that there's just not enough left. There's not enough left here to catch him, I don't think. Not enough DRS, I should say, specifically. If there was one more DRS section, I think we might have a chance. Just don't think we have a chance here with what is left here. You never know, though. Coming out through this last bit. If this was a little bit like if the finish line was here, or definitely if it was over on this other section, we would be fine. But they're just not going to be possible for us to get past him. He's too good. He's too good. Oh, can we? Oh, so close. Maybe I should have pushed a smidge sooner. But I don't know. Maybe if I'd pushed through this back section, maybe it'll get on him, be able to get a little bit. I don't know. I think we did play that well, though. I think we did get enough job. Second place, and we were flirting with first there. That was awesome. I'm pretty happy with that. We can take that home and call that a huge victory. Very close. Very, very close there at the end.
Well done, Valtteri Bottas. A points finish in today's sprint.
They did really well to secure second. The team in the pits will be happy with that.
Unfortunately, Alpine also got points, so that's not great, but it is what it is.
Well, there's nothing quite...
All right, race is up next. Not really much else to do. And we'll check out the strategy here real quick, but I mean, I don't even know why I'm going to look at this because it's not going to tell me much. But we'll look anyway. Very small gap between soft and medium. So if we can run mediums over softs, I think we will. Just if it gives it, if we can push mediums versus being passive on softs, I think that is better. So something like this. That's too tight. Probably something like this. I don't know that we just don't know what the pit stop is, right? Something like this might not be bad. If we compare that to we're 11 seconds faster than this one, and we can't push this one at all, right? Versus this one though, we're only 13 seconds faster. There's no way the pit stop is 13 seconds, right? I mean, we'd want to move this back a smidge. I mean, we'd have to conserve some on this one, right? Because this is just not, honestly, it's probably the mistake, but I'm going to go for this one. I'd rather have the pit stops and be able to push a bit more. It just is more fun, you know, being able to go push a little bit throughout the stuff, you know, something like that maybe. And that, I'm going to do that. We'll calm down a little bit on the hards in the middle there. All right. I think that looks okay. I mean, they're both on identical strategies, but they're far enough apart that it shouldn't matter. Do we run the good parts again? I don't think we do. I think we've got to play the long game here. This part can last one more race. This is a good race. This is fine. I think this, yeah, we only have 2 of those anyway. We'll run this one. That's okay. Yeah, if we ran the good parts, would we have a chance to beat podium again? Sure, but podium is not really our long-term objectives for the season. Podiums are icing, like a little bit of icing on our cake that we're trying to get, you know, a little bit of good stuff here and there, but not really what we're like. We just need a position in a good spot, and we're already there, so we don't need to run any risk. We need to conserve money where we can and get the, I mean, we're already getting some podiums even with this strategy, right? Every once in a while. So let's go with this. Got to stretch out our parts as long as possible.
It's the race all been waiting
All right, I'll bring you guys back
The Austrian
if
Grand
anything
Prix.
crazy happens. Well, I'm glad I did not put on our best parts because Piastri's already crashed.
We've got a yellow flag here.
Let's see what happens here.
Here's the replay. Along the straights here.
He just totally spun out. What?
Thankfully, though, they come away from that.
I don't think he got nudged, did he? But like everything's destroyed. Like everything's destroyed, which is very unfortunate because we are gonna have to build new ERS and all that kind of stuff because we only had a second one of those. But I think we went back to our other engine, so at least we still have another engine available. But yeah, that's rough, man. That is rough. Bata's still in fourth at the moment. He also has fastest lap at the moment. We could pit here, but it's just too early to pit. So I think we're going to settle in here. We're actually going to go down to standard here. We are topped up here, which is going neutral, and we're just going to settle in here for a bit.
So take it easy in the fast corners.
All right, I'll bring you back if something else happens, but hopefully that is it for this race, for us at least. All right, we're down to the last 3 laps. We are in 4th place, right on Hamilton's tail here, as you can see. We've actually been going back and forth with him for the last probably dozen laps or so. We did have to pit early because there was a safety car. So we went ahead and came in for the pits. I thought about pushing all the way and then coming out for softs and pushing again. I went back and forth. It might have been the right move, but might not. It's hard to tell, right? So instead, I decided to just go back to a non-pushing strategy and just run these mediums all the way to the end. So that's what we're on right now, running these mediums to the end. We need to catch up with him at this point. So honestly, let's go ahead and go deploy here. See if we can get caught up with him a bit here. Okay, I actually don't need to pass him yet, though. I don't want to completely shut down, though. Just want to stay close. All right, we're starting to drop back a little bit more than I would like. Full on attack, deploy, and we're actually going to push just a smidge here, just to make sure we stay within DRS. I'm going to get it. We got it, I think. Okay, we're back to balanced. Let's run this last lap here. Full on deploy. Let's go. Let's go. Can we catch him? Can we catch him? We're going to run the same mistake we did in the sprint, aren't we? We're not going to have... We're going to be one DRS zone too short, are we? Yes, we are. Same mistake, I think. Did we get it? We might have got... No. I think we got it. I think we got it. There he is. Okay, can we hold on to third here? This would be a really good place to hold on to. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're going to have to conserve, apparently. There we go. Just enough fuel. I thought we'd get it back on that lap because I didn't push much. But there we go. So we got third. Another podium finish for us. Obviously, Piastri being out is rough. But no, I mean, unfortunately, both Alpine cars did also get points. So our goal of catching Alpine is slipping away. But, I mean, what are you going to do at this point? We got it. We can only run the race we can run. And crashes are going to happen. I mean, look, we're not the only people that crash, right? So... Third place finish, so that's pretty good. That's pretty awesome. And we are not running our best engine, right? Like, we did go to that backup, you know, that lower engine that's already got a little bit of wear and tear on it. So, it's pretty good considering. That does move us up a spot. We are the 5th best driver. We're actually not far from being the 4th best driver, which is pretty awesome. Constructors, we are obviously not going to... Oh, is this counting the sprint as well? It must be counting the sprint as well because we did. I was going to say we should not have gotten 22 points over Alpine here. Yeah, that's kind of the sprint. So there you go. So we gained a couple points on Alpine. We actually gained quite a few more points on Aston Martin of all people. Truth be told, we're actually getting some points on Ferrari. Ferrari had a bad race, so that's interesting. We were only the 3rd fastest pit stop. We only had did we have 2? Yeah, we had 2 pit stops. A lot of these other guys are starting to become faster again. So the fact that we're losing out on pit stops is going to start hurting us if we're not careful. We need to start getting some better pit stops coming in here soon. Oh, no, I know what it was. It was because the 2nd pit stop was his. So it just took his fastest pit stop. So yeah, we only got credit for 1 pit stop. But that's just the way it's going to have to be when you have a crash like that. Good chunk of money though coming in. I'm happy with that. Didn't get fastest lap. We had fastest lap for a moment, and then somebody else passed us. So, this stuff right here, this damage that he just took from that crash, that was a really, really bad crash. That is going to make things extremely hard for us. We're going to have to deal with that in the next episode, though. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in there. This episode went a bit long, but that's okay. When we come back, we'll deal with the issues with Piastri's car and go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.